Well, hey everyone, I just want to follow up. This past Sunday, we're going through this series Soul Care, and Rick and Dr. Gonzalez Gardner did a wonderful job of kind of walking us through anger, the effect that it has on us, and how we need to be able to just steer clear of that by just living in submission to God. And as Rick was walking us through that, I really kind of thought through some times that I've been angry myself, but also times that I've just seen anger lay out. And I couldn't help but be reminded of a boss that I had when I was a teenager. And he was a Christ follower. He loved Jesus, but his anger would just overtake him at times. And that turned into him, screaming at us, his employees, but really it would kind of fall onto everyone. And, as someone who also loved Jesus, I could kind of empathize with him and see why he was getting mad. But oftentimes I would be thinking about my coworkers who didn't, and I would really struggle with what kind of witness, what kind of testimony, what kind of, how are people receiving this kind of anger and saying, hey, if that's what Jesus does, then do I really need that? Is that really a help to me? And so I was just thinking through this whole anger thing and saying, you know what? It has an effect on us, but we have to be aware of the effect that it has on people around us. And, Paul speaks multiple times about how we are to live among other people, but how we are doing it so that we can be ambassadors for the sake of Jesus. And I think that comes just as true with anger as it does with any other aspect of our lives or any other emotion that we carry, that our anger can hurt our ability to be an ambassador for Jesus. And Paul says it like this in 2 Corinthians 5. He says, because we understand our fearful responsibility to the Lord, we work hard to persuade others. And God knows we are sincere, and I hope you know this too. And sometimes the easy thing is to fall into anger or fall into whatever it might be that pulls us away, or at least pulls other people away from Jesus. That our outbursts or our just being overwhelming to other people, that can be the easy thing to do. But Paul says, no, we need to work hard so that way other people can understand how important Jesus is, how much he loves them right where they're at. And he says, for that reason, we work hard with a responsibility that each and every one of us as Christ followers carry. And so I want to just remind us of that responsibility. Remind us that, hey, you know what? It might be easier to get angry at work today. It might be easier to cut a corner. It might be easier to go behind someone's back. There's a lot of things that are easier to do, but Paul says that we need to work hard because of the responsibility that we carry. And you know what? That responsibility, sometimes we think of responsibility and we think of the weight that comes with it, but it doesn't have to be that way. It can be a privilege, it can be an honor, it can be exciting about what we get to do to help share Jesus with other people. And I just want to remind you one more time about our Serve Day on May 1st. That's an opportunity that we have to carry out that responsibility, to share and demonstrate the love of God with people who have maybe never received it, never experienced it before. And we're going to be able to do that by going to Hopkins Hill Elementary School and just do some practical projects for them. Why? Also that way, maybe everything that they've experienced up to this point has been anger or has been deceit or has just been hurt in their lives, and they'll be able to see God's love demonstrated and God's goodness demonstrated to them in a very real and practical way. I really hope that you can come be a part of that with us. And if you're not signed up already, please help us out by signing up and going to ccfchurch.net, and you can sign up right there. But we'd love to have you there. I'm going to read you this verse one more time. This is chapter 5, verse 11. Because we understand our fearful responsibility to the Lord, we work hard to persuade others. And God knows that we are sincere. And I hope you know this too. This isn't about, just trying to look good or anything like that. This is because we sincerely care about that school and about the kids there and the families there and the faculty there. And we want to carry out this responsibility of being God's ambassador wherever we can in our state, because we know that our state needs to have a relationship with Jesus in just the same way that we have. And so I would encourage you, wherever you're at, going to work, at your home, at school, would you be that ambassador that Jesus, that Paul, that God has called you to be, and work hard towards being that kind of ambassador. Don't slip into what's easy and what would be easier to do, but work hard to be a great ambassador this week. We'll see you soon.